The leopards continue to eat faces. Watch this video, and I'll be right back.
So this Cuban man from where else but Florida just got deported, and not back to Cuba, but to a country in Africa. And by now I'm sure you can guess who he supported. Watch.
The man who immigrated to the U.S. from Cuba when he was 9 is on a hunger strike while in Africa, hoping to get the attention of the man he once supported.
He was very pro-Trump, super Trump supporter. How we go from one moment of me hugging my dad and being with him all the time and just being his little girl, and into he's just on a different country and just in prison. For what? He did his time years ago. Why is he in prison?
The 58-year-old is one of at least 5 men sent to a maximum security prison in the Kingdom of Eswatini over the summer, a small country in Africa criticized for alleged human rights abuses.
I don't even know what to say to people like him anymore, because you're a super Trump supporter who thought he was going to get a pass with this rap sheet, and now you're on a hunger strike? Hermano, he sent you to Eswatini. He does not give a about you.
Cue the music. Yup. What's crown? Keep it great. What's it about? I will vote to be deported. Oh my God, I will vote to be deported.
You feel proud to be American. Raise your hand, God bless America. I will vote for Donald Trump. I will vote.
Raise your hands, come on.
For Donald Trump. Dale cintura, 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 cintura.
Oh my God, I will vote. I will vote to be deported. Oh my God, that sucks. You didn't even get deported to your country of origin. They sent you all the way to Africa. Oh, Jesus. When you get on your knees for white supremacy, the leopards will always eat your face, you see? So maybe next time you'll join the black community in the fight, because ultimately, collectively, we have always been right. There you go. Just made that up. Oh my God, I will vote. Hey, I will vote to be deported.
Hi guys, welcome back again to the YouTube channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking. When you saw this video, so a lot of Cubans, Latino for Trump are actually finding out right now. A lot of them are getting deported. Not that they are getting deported to their country of origin. Most of them are getting deported to other countries, including Africa. So this particular man actually found himself in Africa, and now he said he's going hunger strike until the government get to hear him and try to bring him back from Africa, where he was deported to. Well, it is a find out era for a lot of them, okay, because this is exactly what they voted for. Most of them voted for the whole mass deportation and are still very much happy about the whole deportation thing that is happening. And now a lot of them are getting deported, and it's causing them to, shed a tear and ask for help. Well, let's take a look at some of the videos I've gathered for you guys, and I'll come back with more commentary. Let me know what you all think in the comment section, and credit to all creators on this video. Let's go watch, and I'll come back with more.
Mosquera from the state of Florida. He's a Cuban man that was picked up by immigration and deported to a small country in Africa. And here's what his daughter Monica Mosquera has to say about his very, very tough situation.
This is me and my dad.
Monica Mosquera felt it was cruel. Her dad was taken by ICE.
A couple days before Father's Day.
Mosquera says her father, Roberto, went for an annual check-in with immigration agents back in June and was taken into custody. But instead of being deported to his native Cuba, he was sent to Africa.
How we go from one moment of me hugging my dad and being with him all the time and just being his little girl, and into he's just on a different country and just in prison. For what? He did his time years ago.
Now, he was sent to a small country in Africa called Eswatini, which apparently does a lot of human rights violations. But let's watch the rest of the clip together and see how this story unfolds.
The man who immigrated to the U.S. from Cuba when he was 9 is on a hunger strike while in Africa, hoping to get the attention of the man he once supported.
He was very pro-Trump, super Trump supporter.
Now, who did not see that coming? Insert sarcasm. Now, obviously, he's a supporter by non-vote, just a believer in the cause. And now his belief in the movement has come back to bite him in the ass. And I'm going to assume that if Roberto believed in the Trump movement, then the rest of the family probably did too, and probably voted for this. Just to show you Roberto's rap sheet from the mid-80s all the way to 2021, he has such crimes as robbery, grand theft, attempted unaliving, disorderly conduct, and battery. But let's just shove this into another episode of The Leopards Came to Eat My Face and FAFO. But anyways, what did y'all have for breakfast, lunch, or dinner today? Let me know, drop a comment.
Yes, Cubans are getting deported, but they are not getting deported back to Cuba. And these are not the Cubans who have entered the United States in the last few years. These are Cubans who have been in the U.S. since the 1960s, 70s, 80s, and at one point they were even lawful permanent residents. But because of their criminal history, they lost their immigration status and were ordered deported. But because of the political situation between the United States and Cuba, they were actually never deported to Cuba. And instead, they were placed on what's called order of supervision, where they typically go once a year for a quote-unquote check-in, and they meet with an ICE officer, and the ICE officer makes sure that they don't have any other crimes going on, and they're abiding by the terms of their check-in, and they're able to apply for a work authorization. Since Cubans were not accepted by Cuba to be deported, they have remained in the United States for decades under the order of supervision. But now, since the Trump administration is pushing hard this third country removals, Cubans are now being deported to various locations, including Mexico. You're seeing Cubans go to their ICE OSUP check-in appointment and be detained, and they're spending a few weeks in Chrome and then being transferred over to Texas, and then from Texas, they're being placed on a bus and then deported to the southern part of Mexico. Shame, because I think if ICE had told them what the plan was, these people could at least prepare for it, but sadly, they have absolutely no idea that this is even coming to them. And now they've been in the U.S. for 50, 60 years with relatives and businesses and families and ties to the U.S. and just being dropped off in another country with no ID, no money, and no resources.
Almost 50,000 Cubans from the Miami area in Florida are facing deportations. That's because thousands of those Cubans filed for political asylum and were granted political asylum, except they went back and visited their homeland of Cuba. Well, the big deal is that when you file for political asylum, you're declaring that your life is in danger in your home country. And by these Cubans going back to Cuba to visit, that means that the entire process of the political asylum was fraud. The application asked for political asylum seekers to give detail of why they can't go back to their country, why their lives are in danger in their homeland. And Cubans gave those statements that their life was in danger if they ever went back to Cuba. So going back to visit Cuba after you've been granted political asylum indicates that these Cubans have been granted political asylum based on false information. Now, it's no secret, Cubans played a huge role on the re-election of Donald Trump. And a lot of them feel let down by this administration because now they're being sent back home. So I'm going to ask all the Latino community, and I will do the same, to please hold a moment of silence for the thousands of Cubans who now are going to be forced to go back to the island. So anyway.
So you guys have seen how a lot of people actually warned these guys exactly what was coming and the things that they should expect. But somehow every one of them were just super excited and thought that the people that was going to be affected, maybe it was going to be black people. I guess, okay, because tell me the reason why a lot of them do not know that Black Americans are not immigrants. Okay, they got to find out after the whole election and all of that. Now, this particular man came into the country when he was just 9. Okay, so apparently his parents brought him into the country. So since then, he has been living in the country since he was 9 years old. And now he is finding himself in Eswatini in Africa. This is somebody who has never been in Africa before. I don't know what took him there. I don't know how he got there. Like, how will you even deport somebody all the way from the US and the person is landing in Africa? Why don't you take them to their country, Cuba, right? He is actually from Cuba. So why didn't you take him to Cuba instead of taking him to Africa? Like, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. And a lot of people have actually come out to say, why are they deporting people to other countries rather than the countries that they came from? Like, do you understand? Why deport people to countries that they are not from? I'm just imagining, like, is it a, I don't know. But yeah, a lot of people actually want people that this was going to happen, telling everyone that, you know what, you just need to get set for what is ahead, what is about to happen and all of that. But yeah, a lot of them still believe that he's their God and he's going to make everything better, make America great and all of that. But alas, I guess that they are finding out in the hard way because they are getting deported. The same people who voted, who cheered, who sang the whole "I will vote and Trump." Now that the whole thing is happening to them, they are all freaking out. Okay, what's more shocking is that he was sent to Africa, a continent he has no real connection to. Okay, he's Cuba by birth, but because of confusing and broken immigration law, he has placed on a deportation list and shipped out like a package to a place that wasn't even his home. Now, in desperation, he's refusing to eat, hoping that the US government will step in and notice him. But the truth is, the same system he supported doesn't care. Like this man say he's going, I think he's going to be hungry for a very long time, because now they said he's on a hunger strike, okay, hoping that, the government kind of do something about him coming back. Guy, like, you are not even a US citizen, I guess. For you to be deported, that means you're not a US citizen. Right? Because if he was a citizen, I doubt if they would deport him. I don't know. But yeah, it is what it is. Okay, and now he's going hunger strike. Like, why will you refuse to eat? Why don't you eat your food? We've seen it here of so many of them who say they're going to go hunger strike so that the government will do something about immigration laws. And these are the same people who actually voted for mass deportation, build the wall, wearing their red MAGA heart everywhere. Making all the noise when the whole alligator Alcatraz thing happened and all of that. They were super excited. So how come now that he's getting deported, he's not freaking out and doesn't want it and not saying that he's going to go hunger strike? Okay, till whenever the government listens to him. Anyway, all right, there's also a dark irony in this story. Many MAGA supporters have, cheered for the deportation of others, okay, be it Haitian, Mexicans, Africans, saying things like they should go back to their country. Now that one of their own is facing the same treatment, suddenly is an injustice. Suddenly is an un-American. But where was that energy when families were being separated at the border? At the end of the day, this man's hunger strike might get him media coverage, maybe even sympathy, but it also serves as a warning to others. When you support a system built on cruelty, don't be shocked when that cruelty finds its way to your doorstep. When you vote for policies that target others, don't be shocked when one day those same policies target you. This is the American many people created through their votes. An America where fear, division, and nationalism rule over compassion and fairness is a place where people are punished for the same struggles they once mocked others for, having. Okay, we've seen it over and over with the whole food stamp and a lot of people coming out here to laugh at people who use food stamp, forgetting the fact that they also use it or had used it at some point. Okay, because you have food on your table today does not mean the next person who do not have we never have, or does not mean that you might never go hungry at some point in your life. So it's quite unfortunate that a lot of people do not care, because I've seen videos of so many people say, I don't care if you lose your food stamp, I don't care if you do this. It's okay if you don't care if millions of people are going to go hungry in their country because you are part of the people who voted for that. It's fine. It is what you voted for. But yeah, it is. I think somehow it's also going to come back to you, right? You know what they call karma? It works. It do works. And we've seen it play out in recent time, with this story being one of those things, okay? One of those stories that karma actually came in full force to take its shape, his original place, okay, in the life of a person. Well, guys, let me know what your take are in the comments. I would really love to read from you. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. Credit to all creators on this video. I look forward to seeing you all on my next. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.